before, like looking at ETH BTC. I'm just looking at it now. I'm just imagining the same thing, really. I'll tell you why. Look at the charts. Look at this ETH. This is ETH BTC, right? There. There's different ways of doing this, okay? This is that big crash, yeah? That big drop. You see that? And it filled the wick, and it took the wick. So there. So that's a really important SR flip on ETH BTC. And for a while, it was holding a support there. Lost it, resistance, and now we're back above it. So we're back into that range. There's a range there. Back into it. So that's quite a strong place to be, isn't it? To kind of lose the range twice, but to get back into the range. And then when you kind of contemplate the price coming back into that range, we are into a little bit of local resistance right now, which is the value area high of that range. But ultimately, look, we failed to go down twice, haven't we? This whole thing was a deviation of that drop. We tried to come down, couldn't get it down. We lost it, tried to get back in, got back in, got back in, got back in, and now that's your support line, okay? So on ETH BTC, I think we're back into the range, which is effectively, it's this range, or you could take it slightly lower, that range, yeah? So at least we're going to go up to there. That's what I think. So at least here we're going to go up to there. And if you do end up going up to there, why not for another push to hit the goal, to hit the point of control? Yeah, it could reject. I'm not saying it can't reject, but that's kind of what I'm imagining. This is not alt season. This is not alt season. Alt season for me would be exactly what I was talking about. Would be to pivot, to find the pivot, and then to fall back to the golden pocket. Now looking at this ETH BTC, I'm also looking at waves as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your wave 1. Maybe this is the wave 1 of 3. So maybe there's another wave here. So maybe that's your first wave. This is your correction. Maybe this is your first wave there. That's your wave 1 of 3. Little correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your wave 3. Little wave 5. And then correction. Wave 5. Bam, bam, bam. Golden pocket. And then that's your entry, which would be a liquidity grab of these lows here into the golden pocket. That would make perfect sense. Like just looking at it, that makes a lot of sense. So you're basically, your target is the point of control, which is already, you can see the golden pocket from the pivot low here. If that was your target, if you put in a pivot at the point of control there, then this lines up really nicely here already, where it's been hit once. And the 50 fib lines up with that SR flip, which is that pivot there, isn't it? So that would be your target. For me, that's the target because these fibs line up quite nicely. Okay. And then you, once you hit the point of control, your destination is here, and you want to take out that low. Take out that low, hold the point of hold the golden pocket. I think that's when alt season begins, and we just have to see where the pivot's put in on this. I mean, this is probably for me the safest chart to look at when you're looking at when alt season. When alt season, that's the question, is it? When alt season? Yeah, you can't, these fib times aren't helpful because they're too close, so I can't help you with fib time here. We have to see how long This is, let's just say this is the wave one. It looks like wave one-ish. 1, 2, maybe that's the 3, maybe there's a 5 here to go. I don't know. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is the 5. That could be the end of wave one, actually, for a little correction now. For a wave 3, a little correction now, ABC, for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ABC. Up there, ABC for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the end. For a big bam, 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 maybe a 5-wave correction down back into the golden pocket, like a real big sell-off. And so right now I'm thinking September. Don't know. I don't know why I think September. It's like it keeps on coming to my mind. Defage, yes, good afternoon. Yes, we've just passed noon. Yes, TRVL crew. We got +1, +2. New D-travel in the house. Yes. We're going to have to look at this as time passes. Yeah, there's no way to know, because everything can change instantly, can't it? It's just normal, isn't it? Everything can change. But I think this is good. I think there's strength here in ETH BTC. I don't want us to lose this pivot low here of this wick that we put in on Binance. I think that's a really important level to keep. Now that we're back into this range, we lost it for a little bit and we're back into that range. We want to keep that range. So whatever happens, if we get a little correction this week on ETH BTC, I just kind of want us to keep this pivot, yeah, this level. It's the 50 fib. It's the 50 fib of this move. Find support there, then maybe we can have another pump towards the end of the week, and then I'll be thinking, let's take it to the point of control. Let's double tap the point of control, and then let's correct all the way back down to the golden pocket. Yeah. So in a sense, I'm arguing that this is your wave one. Fuck. So I'm just imagining waves, Elliott waves on ETH BTC now. That's just I'm imagining the future. Oh no, that's all I'm doing. Imagine the future. Let's just say that's your wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, whatever, wave 4, 5, yeah, like that, whatever. I don't really know, I'm just making this up. That's your first wave, right? That's all I'm doing. I'm just imagining that we're now moving with the first wave. There you go, there's your wave 2, 3, 4, 5. There, that's your wave 3. That's your wave 3. Kind of like that. Now, we got to be careful, because we could find ourselves trapped, because even though you're expecting wave 3 to be like this and wave 4 and then 5, that's ideally what you're looking for. You could find yourself in a situation where you're actually doing, from this 5 here, you're doing an A, B, C corrective like that. And actually, if that was to happen, then the wave 2 doesn't end until there, and then it's a slightly different situation. Okay, so there are caveats when you're doing Elliott waves. When you're trying to predict the future of Elliott waves, there are caveats. But I mean, it depends on how we correct here. If it's a kind of a nice clean A, B, C type correction, into the golden pocket, hold it for a couple of weeks, and then ping off, then we could be into a nice rally, pushing past the point of control, just for a nice back test off the point of control to maybe do something like that. That would be your kind of wave one type move. And you know, like, even though I'm imagining end of December, I mean, if I was to imagine the end of December, this is going to be quite a violent down and up. It's going to be quite aggressively volatile, isn't it? Let me just try and let me just imagine 1 month, one red September, and then a green, three green months here. I have no idea, to be honest with you. Maybe something like that. Let's get rid of these brush strokes. Not financial advice. Entertainment value only. Entertainment. It's just entertainment. Yeah, 1-to-1 up to there. Back test the point of control. For a push up to, yeah, to the value area high. I think that would be nicer. I'd be happy with that, to the point that I wouldn't ask for more for this year of crypto, just the end of the year. And it'd be quite aggressively, it'd be really nice, because you're just going back up to the, that would be like, there's lots of signs of strength to do that, but at the same time you have to bear in mind that by the end of this year you're going to end up with another green year, and then the next year is going to be a red year. You have to be careful of the red year next year. Now, if it's going to be a red year on BTC, could there be like a BTC drop all season? Possibly, but it doesn't mean the fiat values are going to go up. It doesn't mean that. Yeah, it could mean that the BTC values go up, but all the fiat values still come down. So we have to be careful about that. You know, like, people could still be like, yeah, alt season continuing, where alts are pumping, but actually the fiat values aren't really pumping. It's just against BTC. There are different ways that this could play out. So at the moment, I'm still kind of thinking something like this, but we have to see, you know, like, let's see what happens at the point of control. If you get a really aggressive initial 3 here, you could end up with something more like this, a bit stronger. If you end up with something stronger, you could end up with something slightly different. Yeah. And I still think we have to go back to a golden pocket of sorts. So I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to hone in on this for now to form a bottoming structure here, and then see how that plays out. Okay. So at the moment, I think we've probably got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So you've got your 5 waves done. Yeah. As long as you don't, this is the thing, yeah, as long as you don't take out that low to invalidate, then you're looking for like right now we're looking for an ABC correction for another 5 waves, and possibly here this is 50 fib, this SR flip, just to come back down to test it one more time. That's, you can line that up with Bitcoin coming to support. Then that could be like, if Bitcoin comes back to 110, 19, 110, 111, and you find this finding support off that area, then that could be a nice long to take us all the way up to point of control, taking Bitcoin back up to 120, 30 is the target for me in this kind of situation. It's kind of what I'm thinking right now. It's kind of, we'll keep an eye on this. I've kind of mapped it out, and then I'll have to revise it as time passes. All right, so that's